Welcome back. In this video I'm going to show how I made a teak table with a steel frame on it. I use Plantation Teak. It has a little more variation in the color, which the client really loved. And you know, the thing about Plantation Teak, or any teak table really, if you look, if it's going to be outdoors at all, you got to have space between the boards so that the water can go through. You definitely don't want water sitting on it. And while teak is made for the outdoors, it's not made to sit there submerged in water all the time. So I believe that that is probably why most professionally built teak tables end up with this spacing in there. It's just to let the water through. Speaking of spacing, to make sure it's perfect between every slat, I just used something that was already pre-made at 1/4 inch, and that's the handful of dowels you see in the middle. Just by sticking a dowel between them, you know that the spacing is the same. And again, because this is teak, it's got natural oils and waxes in it, so this is just me wiping it off with alcohol on the ends before applying any glue, just to make sure that the glue would actually adhere once it was done. And the way I went about it is marked all of the places on my slats on the end boards and pre-drilled with dowels. For dowel holes, and then you're just seeing me put all the dowels in first, and then I put the ends of all of the slats into this piece, and then just capped it off at the other end. You can see that's what's going on here. And like I said, here's the progress as we put in each slat. It got a little wonky when you got near the end because there's so much weight on the other end with nothing supporting it. So you just do your best, keep it together, and then once I was done, and I don't have footage of it, but once I was done, I just set it on the floor on edge so that I could put the top, it's almost like a breadboard, but not quite, on the top end of it. When it was all done, this is kind of the design that was laid out: 2 boards across in the center, and then 2 big panels, 1 on each end. I got my custom steel frame back after making that from the powder coaters, and this one's in bronze, which I loved. And I also put these plastic inserts in the bottoms, which prevents that fingernails on the chalkboard thing that you get when you can slide steel across concrete. Nobody likes that sound, but with it being plastic, it keeps it quiet. That plastic will hold up for years and years. You can see that the teak was finished in like I think it's called golden teak oil, and it's from a company called Starbright. A lot of boating manufacturers even use this, and if it's good enough to sit on a boat, it's definitely good enough for a table that you're going to sit at. When it's all finished, you're going to see that this steel frame was designed in a human-centered way. The client said, we want to maximize our seating. So what that told me is that the legs of this table needed to be only 4. You don't want more than 4 because that's going to take away from the seating. And your steel frame's got to be strong enough so that it's only 4 on a great big table like this. This is 4 by 8. So the legs are out at the corner as far as you can get and still have the style look good. And the reason for that is because then you can maximize your seating in all directions. It's made for 8 people, but this table, I would say you could easily seat 10 to 12 people at it. I'll bet you can get 2 people on each end because there's a good 4 feet of seating space on each end. So one last swipe down before I put it on, because you know that you're not going to be able to get to it after it's on there. And there it is, final in the sun. The thing that's cool about this teak is that it looks a little like different colors as you go around it. The sun plays tricks on your eyes, and it can look kind of a different sheen depending on the angle you look at. Came out great. Client loved it. Just delivered it a few days ago. Look forward to doing another one soon. Thanks for watching.